Alright, Clara, big day ahead of us. The albino told us that we are going to be betrayed today. Goody! I'm looking forward to it, because I'm sick of the Saburovs. It's kind of depressing watching her keep doing their bidding, because they're just so garbage. Most of the people are garbage, really, but the Saburovs are additionally just unlikable and insufferable. And I don't like hearing Katarina speak. So if we can have distance between us and them, that'd be great. Let's begin this new chapter. First, I need to sleep. Also, I do need to think about what do I do with this stuff. Do I need to relocate all of my supplies, I wonder? We'll see what happens if they take if mechanically they actually take the box away from me or not. So far they're letting me sleep here, which is noteworthy. Nope. I think I was looking at my health and noticing it was like going up, down, up, down. I think the hunger got too close to being maxed out, so it was spiking my health away a little bit. But our health's doing okay overall. Our immunity's okay, our infection's not that bad. We could eat more just to make more progress on this meter. These guys? There we go. There's more of those. Alright. I read this already, didn't I? I read this one. By this evening, I'm going to visit the cathedral. I think that's what I read before. I'll double check it anyway. By this evening, I'm going to make a visit to the cathedral. They need me there, I feel. Else the worst could happen. Where are you? What do you have on your mind? I've lost your trace once again. I also cannot escape the feeling that the bachelor and the haruspex, the two merciless strangers whom nature itself would command to eliminate each other, have joined forces to destroy me instead. Where are you? I'm so worried about you. She spoke to me in a dream, and she said I made a mistake, for I wanted to do the right thing, but instead I have lost my gifts, exhausted my powers, and dissolved into the crowd of simple people. I need to go into hiding now to avoid their false accusations. An alarm bell can be seen from the window of the house where I find shelter. The air is glowing hot all around it. Been long. Before long it will toll heavily over Gorkhorn. Is this a clue? She spoke to me in a dream. I'm confused a little bit. When you say she spoke to me in a dream, is that the heading of the letter? Because all these letters have headings? Or is that my character saying that she spoke to me in a dream, meaning the other version of me, probably, and then that's what she said? I made a mistake for I wanted to do the right thing, but instead I have lost my gifts, exhausted my powers, and dissolved into the crowd of simple people. Well, narratively, we suspect that she, this other Clara, which may or may not exist, I guess, probably causes the cathedral incident where everyone in the cathedral dies. She literally said that she was going to do that, and then she's like, I've made a mistake. I wanted to do the right thing, but instead I lost my gifts, exhausted my powers, and dissolved in the crowd. So this is the outcome of that, I think. I need to go into hiding to avoid their false accusations. Are they false? She's saying that there's a... I think I'm supposed to find her. Because they're specifically telling me there's a bell where she can see. A bell that's over the Gorkhon. The Gorkhon's the river to the north. A bell near the river to the north would probably be the cathedral, so she didn't really go very far if she's trying to hide. Do I have a quest? I do. Little sister. There she is again. I can see how I can see now that she is precisely who she pretends to be. I definitely need to find her. The infected district is the place to search. For where else might she hide herself? If somebody drives her out, the pestilence will leave with her. But if she is allowed to stay, the disease will remain as well. There's literally one infected district, so that's pretty... Yeah, so she's... Yeah. The bell would be the cathedral, so she's in one of the buildings that can see the bell. So any of these 5, 4 probably not that one. Those kind of all have line of sight. Right by the bachelor's house. Gotta be a little embarrassing, huh, Bachelor? The only infected district in the entire town right now is the one you're staying in? Whoopsie. I think I need to look into that. Okay. We'll see. I'm gonna do something subversive and crazy. I'm not gonna talk to Alexander for now. This is the day of their betrayal. And in every campaign, there's a day where we're knocked out, or we're captured, or a cutscene happens and we wake up the next day. If this is the day of my betrayal, then I kind of suspect that doing the main story, which is always Alexander, is going to cause that to happen. I don't think a sub-story can cause me to get that kind of negative effect.
Those whom you save will speak for themselves.
So I'm going to focus on dealing with Katarina's quest, and the little sister quest, and anything else I can find. And then when I'm convinced I'm done with everything, I'll deal with the Saburov quest, where I think something bad's going to happen. It's time to address the younger generation of the feudals. What will you ask of me today? Today, we'll attempt to convert Vlad the Younger. We'll search for allies among the termites. Whatever you say. I've thought of approaching Victor. He's a more powerful figure, but the Utopians are much too fierce. Our escapade yesterday must have infuriated Maria. How do I approach Vlad the Younger? He's a simple person. He doesn't need recommendations or introductions. That said, he is cynical. We need an incentive. He loves money most of all, but he has other weaknesses too. After all, he's not digging that well for the money. I doubt he's looking for treasure there. What do I do? Ask his sister what he likes besides money. She'll be eager to talk about him. As soon as her light-filled thoughts fly towards him, he will feel Capello's sorrow for him. This will soften him and place him in our hands. So that's what I'll do then. Right after Capella, to talk about Vlad. Okay.
Yes.
I can deal with that. What time is it? Alright. So top priority is get to that theater. I have 2.5 hours, right? To get there. Then on the oh, alright, let's get my coffee. Always buy your coffee. We wouldn't want to run out anytime soon. How's my reputation's actually full. Yeah, health and reputation are both full. We're good there. So I'm not in a particular hurry for violence, and I have enough supplies that I don't really need to be in a hurry for looting or even resource acquisition. Although if they're going to take me straight to the theater and then to Capella, I'll probably do a little lap. You're the one that's weirdly valuable, right? Yeah. Anything I want to sell? All I ever sell really is excess clothes. If I have duplicate excess clothes and weapons, I'll sell those usually. And if I have lantern oil, which I don't think I have. And that's mainly because it seems to be pointless. The game just doesn't have a darkness that justifies using such a resource, so it makes perfect sense to sell it instead of hoarding it and using it. The game can be dark, but not particularly. Not to the point where it seems necessary. And in fact, I don't think anyone's ever complained about the darkness in the series. In the darker videos. It's just peak darkness in this game just isn't that dark. Oh no. No. That's not good. The arsonists start showing up on day 6? When does the angel cloud start showing up? Because that's something I need to watch out for too. That's always a shit show. So far we've been without them for a while and it's been nice. Oh, you disappoint me. Oh. Hey there. Whoop 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 whoop. Oh boy. Stop chasing me. Please do. Plant your feet. Plant your feet. That was really scary because I bumped into that guy and I thought I was gonna die. There we go. Once they plant their feet is easy, but when they're chasing me actively, I'm like, I don't want to get hit. Stop it. Nice safe district. Loot! I pretty much fight every single one I see. Just because it's behavior I'm rewarded for. I mean, it'd be weird if you go out of your way to loot every dustbin and stuff like that. It'd be weird to then not loot every looter. On average, they're significantly more lucrative. What do we have here?
So here we are.
So much blood was spilled.
Spilled? You mean by accident? Something you had nothing to do with?
It had to be done so that we could move forward. We're on the path to victory. Don't you agree?
We are. Now we know how to fight Sanpest for real. False rumors have been disproven. It's no demon. These are just tiny particles that die quickly if they can't bite into hot blood.
People fear Katarina's prophecy.
People only fear bloodshed when it's their blood and their shed.
Blood. Blood is nothing but a nutritional medium. He who sows blood reaps a ripe harvest.
We've reached the point when it's real bad around here. Congrats on your audience, buddy. I guess. Yeah. Capella! Hey, do you have what I want? No. I have so few water bottles, too, compared to what I'd expect to have, just because they needed a bunch of them for me earlier. Capella's one of the few likable characters. I'm not sure if that's entirely deserved due to familial bonds with the Olgimskis and everything. But at the very least, she seems to want good things for people. And also isn't awful all the time. Come on, I'm in melee range. I don't like how they throw them when they should be going for stabs. I was like, why am I not hitting? I can't repair my hands, so what's up with the accuracy? It is really hard to get over the idea of me, like, patty caking people to death. It'll always be the most bizarre visual.
They say a plague bearer got into the cathedral. Everyone who was there died. Is that true?
A plague bear? They said a plague bear got into the cathedral? Huh. A plague bear. A plague bearer? That was an interesting pronunciation. She's always spoken with an accent that I mean, everyone speaks with accents or whatever, you know what I mean? But I mean, like, she has a particular affect to her that stands out. I almost wonder if she learned her lines phonetically or something. Oh, it's you. Have you forgotten something? What are you talking about? It's been a while since we last met. What measure is a while? What did we talk about? You asked if I could hide you away in a safe place, somewhere you won't be found by your persecutors, so I told you. Ah, so what is this place? In the atrium, of course. Are you making fun of me? Is that it's a joke? I want to talk to you. Your elder brother. What kind of person is he? People say you don't love him. I do love him very much. And he loves me. We have a great affection for each other. Why do they say that, then? Why do they say, then, that you two don't talk to each other? And haven't seen each other for over a year? All he ever thinks of is money. Well, money and steppe lore. He's crazy about it. But even that doesn't make him a good conversationalist. Steppe lore? Yes. The legends and myths, the rites and traditions. By the way, he asked for a book of fairy tales. My kids have copied one for him. But you are a steppe lore character yourself, it would seem. Yes, I think he'll be glad to see me.
It's hard for us to believe in things that lie outside of our scope.
I do not know what to believe anymore. What's standing in front of me? Please don't look at me with such disgust. That's quite an outtake. That's quite a response. The sister has provided me with the hooks I need to catch her brother. Now I know his conscience may be dragged out. He will have no other choice but to listen to me. Well, that was quick. I'm gonna go on a little looting spree, though, between the you know, the usual thing, the theater and the park. Hey, buddy. So that was a grand waste of time. I guess even though it's the next day, they must have not reset. There was nothing in any of them. Hooray.
People die of scurrying. The town is in agony. The panic on the streets? Here's your causa mortis.
Come closer. I'm not afraid of you. I can see you're in low spirits. I'm burdened by a heavy sin. My dear child, just a day ago, I was waiting for you to come. I wanted to open my heart to you. If you were truly a saint, you'd be hearing my confession now. But it turns out you've tricked everyone. The holy healer has revealed her demonic grin. Capella has asked me to bring you your old book of fairy tales. Let me see. No, that's not our book of fairy tales. This one has some that weren't included in the Tale of the Sons. And not even in the Ogun. My sister had them copied by hand. Apparently these things have never been written down before. Thank you. Just a little while ago, a present like this would have made me very happy. And now? And now it's reminding me that there's probably no use trying to get to the bottom of things that people aren't meant to know. I'm even wondering if I haven't incurred the Earth's wrath by inflicting such a wound on it. I guess I'll surrender to the worms of the termitary. That's the thing to do. What for? It will be a symbolic death. Tomorrow the Inquisitor will reopen the termitary and find out who and when gave the order to board it up. No, I've made up my mind. I won't wait until I'm dragged out by the ear. I'm going to surrender voluntarily to those I subjected to such tortures and executions. Good grief, what's going on? Seems like I've lagged behind the events. Ah. Abrupt. Does my reputation precede me? The moment he saw me, he accepted the tenets of humility and condemned himself to die without judgment. I should return to Katerina. If with a heavy heart. Like instantly.
Promise according to our hopes. We perform according to our fears.
They're interesting, the Olgimskis. I wonder if why they're so immediately likable, or at least more relatable and understandable and less irritating, is because of their familiarity. If you have... like, to some extent, I feel like you could break down the three factions to being like, here's the faction that's all about religious doctrine and tradition and all these other things that are totally foreign and even revolting to me. And then you have the capitalists, which is the Olgimskis, which is incredibly familiar territory. And then you have this other faction that seem like the fascists, basically. Like, the Saburovs seem pretty awful in what they're willing to do. It all ends in less than 7 days. The emissary arrives tomorrow. And I'm not super pro-capitalist in a lot of ways. Day 6, fateful for the Changeling, who loses everything in the beginning, but gains a lot by the end of it. You have a lot to say there, don't you? So we're going to find my sister, if I can. That's moving! I thought it wasn't moving at first. Oh god, that's also moving. Ah, that's also moving. Calm down. Like, I think capitalism is generally some pretty dark shit. Oh my god, they're chasing me. It's the only system I've ever known, but it doesn't look out for you at all, and I'm very aware of that. That's one of the frustrations of it. Oh, you're here too already, huh? Alright, so you both show up on the same day, or were you already here before? I don't remember. This has come up in the Q&A and some other series and stuff like that. Just the idea is that, like, it was really weird learning about capitalism as a kid, because you're told about, like, the invisible hand and a bunch of other concepts. Almost as if, like, capitalism is like a concept that will just magically work out. We're just told about, like, supply and demand and, you know, goods and services and just a bunch of, like, platitudes. Where it seems to be implied that all of these things will come together to just make a... and, like, with the implication, the unsaid implication, that... and then everything just works out. Oh my god, so many things are attacking me in this district. They're trying to really make... They're trying to really make up for the fact this is the only one that's full of bad right now. Huh. But the, at the end of the day, no, things do not just work out, generally speaking. A lot of things can kind of work, more or less. But overall, there's just so many opportunities for things to fall between the cracks and for people to be left behind or abused. And so there's a lot of augmentation that has to be done in a capitalistic system in order to make people not just suffer, basically, or starve, or be abandoned, or for a tiny percentage of people to amass the entirety of the system's wealth by quote-unquote winning at it, because there's no incentive. There's no real incentive to give back or do anything besides just win. So why wouldn't you just win if you can? So one of these buildings probably has it. Is that the bell? That's the bell. Yeah, it's not on the church, it's behind the church, so it might be this building. Let's go searching. Oh boy, it's awful in here. It's coming. I'm probably gonna get sick. just kind of hopping out periodically because it tends to come after me. Many will argue that you should not ever... Oh no. Yeah, this is pretty unavoidable. Come straight at me, please. Come straight... Haha! Did I say unavoidable? I meant I'm a genius. This is always a fun subject, because of course people are always going to be like, you shouldn't talk about politics on a YouTube show and stuff like that. But, I don't know, it's weird to play a game like Pathologic or BioShock or many other games where, like, on some level, politics is built into the narrative and the world. Son of a bitch. Come at me in a straight line, please. Oh shit. Yeah, come at me. Huh. 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 I'm a genius. Oh my god, I can't believe I got away with that one too. Huh. Jesus Christ, I'm just trying to search the house. Admittedly, I'm not just looking for Clara, I'm also looting, which is not helping my times. Oh, the plague's behind this wall. Okay. Clara. There you are.
I'm so tired, I might faint.
Okay, so you're real. You're real. Or I'm hallucinating you. Or something, but you seem to be real. Or whatever the hell's going on. But yet, I know people get mad if you talk about political things sometimes, but I just can't help but think that, like, if you engage with art, politics is often very closely wrapped up in art. And like discussing things like this is just like it's like you trying to pretend it's if you pretend that they're separate, you become one of those bizarre people that claims that BioShock's not a political game and stuff like that, and that gets really weird, like really weird. But this game's also about that kind of idea of how capitalism itself as a concept can be abusive if left unfettered, because the primary capitalistic group in this game is a family business that works or enslaves a huge number of people that are seen as like subhuman class. And they are different in some way, and they're all locked up, and they work crazy times, and it feels like they're of such a huge size that there might be more people living in there than live in the city. Like, it's absurd how big that place is, and how packed and crowded it is. And then they're all locked up to die, and so on. And these are all decisions made by the people in control of the situation, and so on. Like, there's to pretend that there's not a commentary here would be to it'd be kind of disrespectful to the creators to some extent, to just be like, no, they don't mean anything by that, they just wrote a story that happens to have those elements and it means nothing. It's like, wow, all right, that's the least charitable read you could have. Being here is such a torment. This place is cold, gloomy, full of pain, and worst of all, devoid of the slightest warmth or comfort. How can anyone be made to suffer this for so long? Why did you do this to us? Why don't you just resolve everything already, so we could be out of here? Who are you? I must be dreaming this. No, I'm not. So you're real? I'm the one dreaming. You, sister. You can't exist. Do you understand that? I'm no sister of yours. Do you really not recognize me? What, you're my conscience? Then we should part ways quickly before something bad happens. Except I don't want to let you go. Even though I'm afraid to touch you. I feel sorry for you. And hence I love you, my dear sister. Maybe more than any living being on this earth. And I hate you. You're so sweet. Such eyes. You're not like mine at all. They're not like mine at all. You need to leave it once. See, the whole place is infected. You know as well as I do the infection won't do anything to me. I can't go anywhere now. I'm now hated by those who used to love me. They torture me. They burn me and hurl stones at me. I have to hide. Why is it that any place you visit becomes infected? Oh, how is that my fault? I come here because I need a place to hide from those who are out there hunting me. They've got fire and steel. Their henchmen are ferocious. And what do I have to stave them off with? Only this. They're too scared to get closer. Those who've remained faithful to me can't do anything to protect me. Who are those faithful? Simple folk, commoners, outcasts, non-bounds. They've been unafraid of him. But they've been unafraid of him who's been my only friend all this time. Him who's taken the blow for me. They're taking care of him, of this absurd and impossible creature. A living thing made of dead matter. They didn't turn him into a scapegoat for all their sins and murders. I know who you're talking about. It's that albino, the creature from the steppe. Our hands don't look the same either.